It's me, your boy Getsuga, and today I'll be talking about the new TCG exclusive Gold Pride. Yes! Yes! And yeah, I know I'm very, very late to the party, but anyways, let's get started. First off, we have Gold Pride Leon, and it's a level 3 Wind Warrior Tuner effect monster with 1500 attack and 1200 defense. Its first effect reads, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is an effect almost all of the main deck Gold Pride monsters have. I mean, all of them do have this effect, but I'm not sure if they're going to continue this going forward. Second effect, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one non-warrior Gold Pride monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Gold Pride monsters. Nice! I think they're going to be focusing a lot on Synchro and Links primarily. I don't think that this deck would have any place for a fusion, especially considering this is a TCG exclusive, unless they give us a contact fusion. Anyways, next effect reads, during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can immediately Synchro summon one Synchro monster using only Gold Pride monsters you control as Synchro material. And this effect, oh yeah, all of the effects are hard ones per turn. Next we have Gold Pride Nitro Head, and it's a level 8 Fire Pyro effect monster with 2300 attack and 2600 defense. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand.
For realsies?
Duh. Second effect reads, during your opponent's standby phase, you can special summon one Nitro token, Pyro Fire level 8, 0 attack and 0 defense to your opponent's field, but it cannot be used as link material. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can target one Nitro token on the field, destroy that target, also destroy all cards in its adjacent monster zone and spell and trap zones, which is pretty nice because, I mean, yeah, your opponent can just play around it. They can just place cards in zones further away, but you're kind of forcing them to actually place cards in zones they normally wouldn't want to place cards in. So that's pretty nice. But how many people actually read card effects? I mean, this is Yu-Gi-Oh!
I hate it when he's right. Not that I'm ever gonna admit it.
Yeah, people aren't going to read this card. And even if they do, so what? Anyways, next up we have Captain Carry, and it's a level 3 Water Fiend effect monster with 900 attack and 1700 defense. This first effect is the obligatory effect that all of them seem to have.
For realsies?
And second effect reads, if this card is normal or special summoned, you could add one Gold Pride trap from your deck to your hand. I'm not sure how. Anyways, its second effect reads, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Gold Pride trap directly from your deck to your hand. I'm not sure how great that is since, how many traps are we going to be getting for this archetype? Are we going to get like an equal amount of traps and spells? And if so, why couldn't this search both spells and traps? I'm guessing we're going to be getting mostly traps, so basically until then, my opinions on this card is just going to stay as is right now.
It's crazy. That's crazy that you thought I would give a flying.
And that is, it is good. Last effect reads, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Gold Pride monster you control that will special summon from the extra deck, banish up to 3 Gold Pride cards from your graveyard, and if you do, that monster gains 500 attack for each Gold Pride card banished this way. So it basically just allows you to give a buff to some of your monsters. I mean, mostly this card. Next we have Gold Pride Star Leon, and it's a level 6 Light Thunder Synchro effect monster with 2000 attack and 2000 defense, and it requires one tuner plus one non-tuner monster, so it's a generic. So it's basically just generic. First effect reads, during the main phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. This card gains attack equal to that target's original attack, and if your life points are lower than your opponent's, which is probably going to be very likely, you can destroy that monster. Second effect You can only use the previous effect of Gold Pride Star Leon once per turn. Once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, if this previous effect was activated this turn, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon one Gold Pride Leon from your deck or graveyard, basically allowing you to float, plus Gold Pride Leon basically allows you to special summon one of your Gold Pride from your graveyard, so that's also pretty nice. But the main thing about this card is you basically just want to use it on an opponent's monster that has a really high attack, pop it, steal its attack, and then boost it, preferably with carry. But I'm not sure this deck is going to be OTK ready, like some people suggested it would. Next, we have Gold Pride Nitro Blaster, and it's a Link 2 Dark Pyro Link effect monster with 2,000 to 300 attack and arrows pointing directly up and above. And its material requires 2 Gold Pride monsters with different levels. So you can't use Carry and Leon. You have to use something else, like Nitro Head and Leon or Nitro Head and Carry. So right now you have to play Nitro Head in the main deck. Just to summon this, I mean. First effect reads, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. There's a lot of destruction effects in this deck. So, also they target, so that's not too good, but it's fine. Then, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can destroy all cards in its adjacent monster zones and spell and trap zones. You can only use this effect of Gold Pride Nitro Blaster once per turn. Second effect reads, once per turn during the end phase, if this card effect was activated this turn, you can return to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon one Gold Pride Nitro Head from your deck or graveyard. That's pretty fine. I like how a lot of them they just tag out into the monsters they represent, which is nice. Next we have the normal spell card called Gold Pride The Crowd Goes Wild. And its effect reads, you can reveal one Gold Pride monster in your hand, add one Gold Pride monster with a different name from your deck to your hand, and then if you do, then you can apply the following effect. Special summon one Gold Pride monster from your hand, but lose life points equal to its original attack. So that's one way to get your life points lower than your opponent's. And you can only activate it once per turn. It basically is hard once per turn. The only problem I see with this card is you only have 3 Gold Pride monsters so far. Excuse me. So it's not going to be all that consistent at first. Next and lastly we have Gold Pride Start Your Engines. And it's a normal trap card, and its effect reads, if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters, reveal one Gold Pride monster from your deck. Reveal 3 Gold Pride monsters from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to special summon, shuffle the rest into the deck, then destroy the targeted monster. This card is actually really good. If it was a hard once per turn, this card would be absolutely ass, but because it's not, it's pretty good. It activates on summon, so that's automatically really good. Plus, it basically allows you to special summon one of your monsters from your deck. So you could use this as interruption during your opponent's turn or later into the game to blow up your opponent's monster while also simultaneously setting up your board for next turn. You can special summon your Leon. Leon special summons a Nitro, and assuming they have a Nitro token on the field for whatever reason. Then again, they can't use it for link summons, so I guess it's likely to just sit on your opponent's field. Unless they're playing synchros that actually require like really high level monsters, then it probably won't be on the field for too long, but that's very unlikely. This card is basically really good, and especially since it's not a once per turn, you can basically send a bunch of these and then continuously pop your opponent's cards, or these monsters, and then just flood your field with your own monsters. But again, we gotta wait for the latest support to actually decide whether or not this card is really, really, really good, or if it's just meh. But right now, I actually like this card. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about Gold Pride in the comment section below. And this be me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and I'm out.
You're all free now!